Hey guys,
Hey Becca. Hey
what's up?
Trevor.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're remote, fully remote this time.
Trevor, where are you?
I am in Cleveland.
How's Cleveland?
Honestly, it's kind of like a beautiful day for Cleveland. It's like 68 degrees and partly cloudy, and everybody's just outside running around. Downtown downtown actually has good vibes right now.
Wow,
Wow.
downtown Cleveland's alive.
It might just be, man. I know the city has a rap, but having a decent time, I would say. Um are you guys are in your normal locations though, right?
I'm in sunny Los Angeles.
I'm in a different room in my apartment than I normally am when we record.
Same house, different room.
A different room in the studio, I should say. That's what I should have said. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a studio.
Drop in the comments your favorite city between LA, Chicago, and Cleveland.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know if you've been to all three and what's your favorite and why is it Cleveland?
So, uh, we had to do this remote because it's pretty urgent. It's pretty important that we get this in because there's a big weekend coming up this next weekend. Trevor, you're going to what are you doing this weekend?
For the fifth straight year, I'm going to Electric Forest, um, which I think over the past couple of years has had some it's had its ups and downs with rain delays and inclement weather all across the board, but still remains like one of my favorite festivals to go to and has a special place in my heart. So very excited. There's a pretty, I'd say, stack lineup across the board, and the vibes there are always great. But I am curious to see how it is because last year was a unique one. Last year was only like 70 to 75% sold out, and
Oh my God, it's so fun.
we were right back up to like maximum capacity. So I'm interested to see how that impacts the vibes of the festival.
Really?
So yeah,
There was 70% capacity
It
last
was
year,
incredible. It was incredible.
dude.
Becca and I like parked the car last year, and there was like acres of open space of empty camping, and that is never the case at Forest. Like I was like, oh my, this, and we got there a day late, so there weren't any more people like coming into the festival.
And there were empty
It-
spots around our campsite. Like it wasn't even fully full. You kind of got to pick your spot.
Wow. Why? What was the deal last year?
People hated the lineup last year.
People hated the lineup. They thought it was there was not enough bass music for the Forest Wooks. I personally thought the lineup was incredible.
I had a great time.
I think the lineup required having some taste that goes beyond.
Sorry, John Summit and Excision didn't go back to back at Electric Forest last year, but
Yeah,
that would have brought in the peeps. Zed's Dead played last year. I don't know. I thought it was a great lineup. I see Zed's Dead. I'm sold. I'm buying a ticket. I don't need anything else.
Was it like a lineup where like wasn't good enough to like justify the price or something? I feel like everything I've been seeing lately has been saying like it's too crowded in these last few years. But Trevor, you were telling me recently that it's not, and it's good, and it's they've still captured that magic.
well, the magic, it kind of like depends on where you go. Last year I think had a distinct feel of like space to it where I did not feel like the only time I ever felt cramped at that Electric Forest was trying to go see
Crankety
Crankety B.
B.
Um, and I know I've talked about this experience a lot. I was literally just like struggling to hold like a single square foot of space because I kept getting. We were in the middle of the crowd, and I was like getting smacked in the face with flow stars. Like people were like whipping me with flow toys, and then getting
It
mad at
was we were
me.
near the front. We were near the front side, and people were still smacking us with flow stars.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then people were getting mad at us for being in the way of them flowing like when we were deep in the crowd, and I'm just like, this is just so not the vibe. There's like a very clear understanding of being at like a music festival like that where if you are on a couch, if you are doing flow arts, you should be like towards the back, and the front should be for people who are like moving and dancing. But I remember so distinctly like that Saturday night of Forest, we went to Crankety B and it was just like a clusterfuck. And then we went to Tripoli where Interplanetary Criminal, Main Phase, DJ Artstring and like Disclosure were playing, and there was like never more than 500 people in the crowd. It was just like everybody was at main stage, and everywhere else you went, it was just. I feel like I talk about this a lot. I'm just like, I love having space. Like it was just pure like run around forest vibes anywhere but that Crankety B set, and elsewhere it was fantastic. And the Crankety B set was fun. The music was great. I remember liking the music, and I just like could not stay in that crowd.
The whole festival was at that set. And every inflatable couch on the planet, I think, was also unfortunately at that set.
Do you think that happens every forest? Because I've only been to one forest, and there was a set like that where it was like the entire festival's going to be.
Yeah, I think so. When I saw when did I see Grizz? 2023, 2022? What year was that? 2022 maybe.
That was 2022. Before we
Everybody was there.
I was at that Grizz set was absolutely
nuts.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? I talked to Liney about where he was at during that Grizz set, and Liney wasn't at Grizz. Guess where Liney was at?
Fred again?
Liney was at Fred again at Sherwood Court with like 100 people before his Boiler Room set. I'm like, I kind of wish I would have seen that. Like, I love Grizz so much, but that was just like another one of those, like, the crowd is insane, you know? It's just hard to get in and out. It's hard to get water.
That's so
if your
funny.
hydro pack's empty, if you need to use the bathroom, it's just. But Fred again and Liquid Stranger were playing at that same time, and everybody was still at Grizz.
Oh my god. Okay, Trevor's recollection of set times and schedules is crazy. That was 4 years ago. But our friend Shannon was also. We were all going to Grizz, like and we had a big group that year, and she was the only like detractor. She was like, "No, I'm going to Fred again." We're all like, "Who? Where? Why would you do that?" And she went by herself and had like the time of her life with the other 99 people that were there. And then he like blew up like right after.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's insane. And also, I remember that night was so crazy because I went to Tripoli afterwards, and after Grizz, Subtronics played. That was like one of the best like Subtronic sets I've ever seen. It was just crazy, wild vibes, unbelievable. But Forest just has a way of doing that, and I think we run into like similar set things going on this year where Forest just throws a lot at you at once, and there's some pretty big conflicts this time around. So,
but the Forest always provides. You can never have a bad time.
It does. Becca, what was your favorite memory from Forest last year?
Do you want to know? Sacrificing my Bonnaroo wristband at the altar near the observatory. Like it felt like a really nice release. Like I was so sad, and I was like carrying that like post Bonnaroo sadness, and I had just gotten laid off from my job, so I feel like that like it really symbolized a lot of things, and I just like let it go at the altar, and then I felt like so much lighter after. Yeah. What was your favorite?
I think I like distinctly my favorite set of the festival was Caribou.
Oh, I didn't realize we were talking about music.
Well, like it could be music or otherwise, just favorite memory. And I just remember like looking around at the Caribou crowd and just like the music and like what I was feeling. I'm like, this is my Woodstock. Like this is like
I'm pretty sure you said that out loud at the Caribou set.
I've had moments like that.
Yeah. Everyone was just like so pretty, and like the sun was setting and the music was good. Like the vibes were peak at that Caribou set.
Yeah, and he was just playing some trippy house stuff. He's playing a lot of stuff from his new album, which I like still listen to a lot. It's a great project. And I think just like they did the live band house EDM thing so well. Like it sounded so perfect, and they were like improvising and jamming. And I was like, man, everything just feels so good.
That's perfect for
Forest. So good right now. Yeah.
Are you upset about no more Dream Emporium or no more Carousel Club? How do you feel about that?
Dream Emporium was great. I think like one of the things about the Dream Emporium that was like they have so many activities in there, but everything like always had a line. So they had like, I know the canoe thing you could do, and like the roller skating, which I don't know about you, but I never really like wanted to roller skate at Electric Forest. Like that was never something I was like wanting to do.
You could canoe there? Where were there canoes?
Yeah, didn't they have like a little like thing where you could canoe down a like little man-made river?
I don't know. I don't we're having different Dream Emporium experiences, but I think that might be the point.
Maybe. I'll miss the boxing ring was crazy. I remember sitting there for a bit like the last 2 years. And also 2 years ago, when I went, they had a cat room where all the workers were dressed up as cats, and they would like play with yarn with you and
Oh
like
my god.
meow. And it was really fun.
It was really fun.
But I don't know. I mean, I think like there's a part of me that's like, this is probably budget cuts, and that kind of makes me a little sad. But if the experience in its place, like the garden, I don't know what it's called, some sort of like garden stage and garden experience, if that's cool, like the carousel club, like it's fun, but is the stage really like doing a lot of heavy lifting there? No, it's just like a normal, like it's like another mega structure, you know?
Um, a mini structure, if you will. I hate the mega structure. Sorry, Ultra, my least favorite stage. Um, so did they replaced Carousel Club with a different stage?
Yes,
Okay,
but there's not really any acts on the main lineup playing at that stage.
got it. Okay,
It's a lot of just like, I think like more experience based stuff, like smaller artists that are probably not doing like traditional EDM or music in the sense. I get the sense that it's more of like smaller, fun, interactive experiences.
got it.
I always wish that I had like a better like overall time at Forest, and I kind of like have always been wishing I could go again to just have like a better time. Just because like the time I went, I don't know, it was like just a combination of a bunch of stuff, but couldn't like rest well, or like just couldn't totally enjoy myself. But I do remember, um, I think it might have been during one of the sets that every single person in the festival was at. It was during the Good Vibrations tour, and everybody was seeing Good Vibrations, and we were seeing STS9 instead, and it was like we had all the space. STS9 played a fantastic set. It was like I remember like just from where we were seeing the giant stage, and just it was like, this is perfect. This is the perfect set, and I had a great time. And I really enjoyed walking around and stuff. But ultimately, like, just couldn't like feel good overall. So unfortunately, that's kind of how I remember that festival for the most part.
Yeah, that's a sad forest memory.
But I do have a question for you guys. So like, I'm kind of I was a little bit inspired to ask this based on a reel that I saw, but like, the experience. I don't know if you guys have this experience where you're in your tent at a camping festival, and someone decides to blast music directly outside your tent at like 8 a.m. or maybe earlier, like
Mhm,
ungodly time considering when this festival
mhm.
actually ends. I was thinking about it, and I was like, are these people trying to like get attention and like play their like DJ set at a time when no one else is playing music? Or like, what compels someone to do that, basically, is my question.
I think people just like lack consideration, especially like you go to a music festival, you're letting loose, you might be on some things, feeling some type of way, and you just kind of like forget that hey, it's like 7 a.m. and maybe you shouldn't blast your bass music with your subwoofer on. Like this happened the first year that we went to Electric Forest. The people next to us were inconsiderate, and then we got back the first night. We were exhausted. It was like 5 a.m. and they're blasting music. My air mattress was vibrating. Like not like there was I wasn't gonna sleep through it. Like I had a sleeping mask. I had like earplugs. Nothing was working. We had to go and like ask them like, hey, can you tone it down? It's just like consideration. Last year, me and Trevor couldn't go to sleep because someone was playing Christmas Rhythm till 6 a.m. on loop. And we just, that's not someone's DJ set. They're not trying to put us on. No one's trying to
Yeah,
put you on to Christmas Rhythm.
they're not trying to like make their big break.
Yeah, I think people. I think, and like we feel this too. I think there's just a sense that being at a camping festival, um, for lots of people, this is like one of 1 to like 5 times a year that you get to go all out, like let loose, like totally like detached from society a little bit. And I think there's a profound sense of like, I don't want the fun to end, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like I
Yeah.
want this to be like a party all the time. Like I'm not gonna sleep this weekend. I'm gonna listen to the music I like on my big speaker, and like maybe I'm not like thinking considerately. Maybe I'm not like thinking about the people who are trying to get like their 4 hours of sleep at forests, you know, because it's never more than that.
Societal norms go out the window.
I mean, I think like I kind of learned at EDC that, at least, for me, I don't know. I think everybody finds it like there is like a reserve of energy that you can channel and you can find it even if you don't quite sleep enough. It's like that it's like temporary, whatever. I didn't know how to do that at the time, and I do now. But it's also still a little bit like, camping festivals are scary to me, and I've talked about it before. But yeah, so I'm always like, it's like I'm like very torn with Forest. I'm like, man, I want to experience it again. I want to experience those good parts, but it's also like scary.
Would you RV
So
would you RV camp for Forest?
yeah, I would.
I think Burnout should do a forest trip in the near future with an RV,
Okay.
fully stocked.
So next year,
Yeah,
I'm down. Twist my arm.
yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and we'd be comfortable. We'd have beds. I wouldn't crash it.
Mm,
I mean,
knock on wood.
I've been through it before. I've been through it before. I've experienced now.
Knock
So
on wood. For our listeners, last year, I don't know why, but Trevor was entrusted with driving an RV, which I think was it your first time driving an RV?
yeah, and they sent me out to get the RV an hour away by myself.
And he went to the wrong location.
Yeah, I went to the wrong. I got the RV to the wrong address to pick everybody up, and then things just went downhill from there. That's all. And this was not like your slightly big, like classy, like camper van. This was a 38 foot 38-foot tour bus sized RV. Um,
And the air conditioning broke on it as well. So when we were driving, the AC would not be on. So it got to like 95 degrees in that thing.
yeah, just do your research. Don't plan 11-hour RV trips unless you've driven an RV before.
Yeah. But now we're experts.
Yeah, but now you got it. You've burned your first time, so we're good. We're all set. We're all set for next year.
Should we talk about the lineup a little bit
Yeah.
for this year's Forest?
Okay, so Trevor, you're going to Electric Forest. So, what are four can't miss sets for you?
All right, I have the lineup up. I think like this shouldn't take too long, but I am going to take my time with this a little bit.
Give us time to interact with what you're saying so it's not a monologue.
I think, and we talked about this already. I think my first day like can't miss set is going to be Effin opening up Ranch Arena.
Okay, why?
From the past, like I think like that first four set at Ranch, kind of like I know there's music going on at Tripoli, but I think that is kind of like a ceremonial like start to the festival. Um, and I think like they give that spot to like an artist who is like representative of what Forest is about, and like Effin with his like fusion of like the old funk stuff, the old soul stuff, and like the modern like crunchy bass twist that he puts on things. I think that's like a vibe that's very representative of like what Forrest likes and what Forrest is about. I think there's going to be a lot of people there, but I think it's going to be a really good vibe, and I think it's cool that they gave him that slot. I think that's like, he could very easily be on Base Rush Day or just at Tripoli, kind of in the middle of the lineup. But I think it's cool that they gave Effin, who's like incredibly talented, some flowers and gave him like the ability to open up Ranch Arena. So
Okay. I
that's
love
why
that.
that's. And then also on Thursday, I do want to give a shout out to Shima. She is opening up the Trippy B takeover at the observatory. And she was at Forest before. I forget, it was like last year or the year before, but she's another artist that like makes really like melodic kind of world-based inspired 140, and she's just like an insanely talented producer. There's not going to be a lot of music like her at Forest this year, and I think she's a can't miss set. She's like kind of right after Effin.
Nice.
What is Trippy B?
Trippy B is LS Dream's new label, which I
Oh
believe
wow,
just launched within the past couple of months.
nice.
Nice.
So going on to that, there is like the question marks at the end of that lineup, and I know there's been a lot of speculation about it, but
So who do you think it is?
when there's been a label takeover at Observatory in the past and there's question marks, it's usually the head of the label. So that is like standing out to me as a secret LS Dream set opportunity.
It would be his third set of the weekend.
He can handle it.
I know he can handle it. I'm just saying that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance it's totally like not him or like him back to back someone.
What if it's Closey?
If it's like a secret LSZ set, I think the Observatory would explode.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. They were like very adamant, Bonnaroo, that was their last set together ever. But it was honestly a lot of messaging that is their last set together forever. So
Yeah,
maybe they're being sneaky.
could be. I don't know. Forest, like anything can happen. So I would say not to expect an LS Dream set, but like there is a chance with that being his label. Like Closey did the exact same thing 2 years ago, where it was an Odyssey takeover and question marks, and it was just a Closey secret set, and the vibes were amazing.
I'm sure. I accurately predicted the Cranky DB surprise set last year. There was just question marks for all artists, for everyone, and I, out of the blue, just guessed that it was gonna be Cranked At and Levity and Tapey, which was so impressive, if I do say so myself.
That's kind of sparked a wave of 5 guys being behind a set of DJ decks.
It did start the trend of too many men on the decks. I agree.
Who are you closing with on Thursday, Trevor?
On Thursday, so I just saw Eli Brown at Movement, and we have a friend who has highly recommended LSD Clown System to us. LSD Clown System, I think they just played somewhere else, but I was looking it up on Reddit, and they are an LCD sound system clown cover band.
So like ICP, but if ICP did LCD sound system music?
Yeah. And apparently from reviews they are like spot on. And they also have a lot of really good original music. I don't know if you're encouraged to dress up as clowns or not. But yeah, it does kind of have that like ICP thing going on, but I expect the music to be much more up Electric Forest alley. So
Okay. You'll have to go to that and report back because I'm really interested.
Very Electric Forest, 3 a.m. clowns playing LCD sound system. Just, what else could you really ask for on a Thursday?
yeah, it sounds like a treat, to be honest. I don't know. Don't really get to like see things like that very often. So but they were like on Reddit, like the Reddit thread I was on, they were like talking, they were like exchanging responses with fans, like explaining their act, and
I love
everybody was
that.
like, everybody's like, you guys were so amazing, you guys were like my favorite set of the weekend. I'm definitely just like very optimistic for seeing LSD Clown System at 3:30 a.m. on a Thursday. So
Incredible.
All right, so how about Friday?
Friday, oh man, okay, can't miss set of Friday is like assuredly going to be Night Punk.
Okay. True.
I've never seen him. I've been following him since he like put out I think it was like one of his first albums like a couple years ago, and I'm like, this is the most innovative, cool bass music I've ever heard, combining like elements of like dubstep, trap, breakbeat. The sound design was just like next level, and I think he's kind of like, he's been coming up forever. I think like artists absolutely adore him. Obviously, if you're doing shit with Skrillex, like you have a major future in this industry. I want to see what a solo set is like. I'm like very curious, and I think it's going to be some of the like most innovative, forward-thinking bass music of the weekend. So,
Do you think he's gonna play a Skrillex collab?
no. Why would he do that?
If he does, can you record it? That song live as the Skrillex opener at Ultra last year. Like, I think about that once a week.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of videos of it live. Other than, the 19 that we've sent each other on Instagram.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's like a lot. There's like a lot to shout out on Friday. Friday's probably going to be like my base rush day. Um, Ivy Lab going to be like one of their last sets, festival sets probably ever. So
Ever.
that's like a can't miss. ANDC, for just some
Oh yeah.
ripping drum and bass from one of the goats. And Purple Disco Machine had to drop out of all his like June and July shows because he posted on his Instagram that he's like dealing with really bad tinnitus right now.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah. You gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's really sad. But Claude Von Stroke got put on the lineup last minute to replace him. So I will definitely be a Claude Von Stroke. I'm probably going to split it a little bit with Jekyll the Wicked, which is Jekyll and Hyde and Nikita the Wicked going back to back.
At the observatory?
It's actually at Honeycomb.
Oh wow, interesting.
So I think that's going to be a really fun vibe. I assume that like everybody listening to the podcast like knows who Grizz is. So
Heard of him?
if you want that like Forest Peak moment where you are just riding the most insane high, like in the most insane crowd of all time, like Grizz is a great place to be. But I'm getting the urge to sneak off for a little side piece trap action.
Yeah, you should definitely see side piece trap
That
action.
sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'd go for that.
Side piece trap set is just like Nitty and Party Favor or have been making trap music for so long, and I'm sure they're like gonna like put a lot of work into making that set like a ton of fun. Friday is actually my favorite day, and I could name like 5 more artists, but I don't. I think like we probably can move on. I feel like that's enough for X.
All right, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday is when things just get really, really messy. I think.
In a good way or in a bad way?
In a good way for the most part. Like you just have this like nonstop bass to the face going on at Tripoli from like 3:30 until 4 a.m. But there's a lot going on like outside of it. I will always tell like first or second time forest goers that the string cheese incident, like you don't need to stay for the entire 4 hours, but it's like an important part of forest. And I think it's like a great gathering space to go and listen to some really good jam. Which forest has like definitely shifted away from jam in the last like 4 or 5 years. So it's
Yeah.
cool that Cheese is still doing their residency, and it used to be like 2 sets every year.
3. It used to be 3.
It used to be 3, and then it went down to 2, and now it's 1.
Wait, they only
So
have one set this year? I did not realize that. Wait, that's so sad.
They got to be doing more sets. I did see the full 4 hour set the on the Saturday that I went, and it was insane. It was like nothing else. It was incredible. Even with all the other stuff I said about that weekend,
Yeah.
the 4 hour string cheese set was something else.
yeah, it's just like it's like an actual like can't miss experience. They like pull out all the production. There's fireworks. There's crazy stuff going on.
Dude, it just kept building. It just kept getting better. It kept getting more insane. I literally couldn't believe my eyes. I was that was the forest experience, and I'm really really happy that I got that
Yeah.
Yeah,
out of that weekend. Yeah.
just truly, it's a beautiful thing. Highly recommend to anyone who has like been to forest but hasn't done the shebang and Spangle. Simon Posford's like gonna be playing with them. So, and last year, guess who was playing with the string cheese incident?
Boogie T.
Boogie T and the Boogie
It
Trio.
was so good.
It was freaking unbelievable. Like,
It was so good.
other sets from that day that are on my like can't miss list are Star Joke 95. I've been seeing a ton of videos coming out of his sets, just like super groovy retro UKG with like really good production, and he's like an entertainer for sure. Tourist is going to be playing a lot of like trancey deep house at the observatory. I think that is like my sleeper set of the weekend. I think it's not going to be packed. There's going to be like a lot of like really chill, cool people there. That's one. It's like I'm highlighting, and then give me ISO man.
Oh yeah.
That's my headliner.
Wait, but isn't Millennium closing?
Millennium's the next day, Sunday.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really good chance I'm going to hit some combo of ISO, Chris Lake, and DJ Diesel and Teddy Payne, but The Shaq T-Pain thing, they're like pretty much uncontested from 3 to 4 a.m. So I assume the entire festival is going to be there. It's going to be like
Nuts.
peak nuts bass wook hours. It'll be fun. Bring your friends.
Can I talk about that for a sec?
Go for it.
I just saw Chris Lake this weekend in Los Angeles, and I really wanted to go because I saw a lot of clips from when he played in New York under the K Bridge, which I love Chris Lake anyway. But I saw a lot of those clips, and I was like, I gotta get to a Chris Lake set like ASAP. So I went in LA on Saturday, and it was insane. That man is like such a master. Like it was just like I feel like people always like, oh, master class in house music, or that was a master class in techno, and I feel like I try not to use that like loosely. Like when I say that was a master class in just music in general, it gave me a new appreciation for music, like and house music, because I feel like it's not. People ask me my favorite genre, and I don't you typically say house. And he played this unreleased laser beam edit. Like, did you ever think?
I saw a video of that. I saw a video of that.
Did you ever think Chris Lake was gonna play a Ray Volpe song? Because I didn't. It was so sick. So if you want some fun surprises, see Chris Lake.
Yeah, I think Chris Lake, and I know he's like, one of the most popular DJs on the planet. He's like legitimately mastered house music.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's put in the 10,000 hours. He like whips out like number one hits like on a Tuesday. He's just like he is one of those guys that like as a DJ, as a producer, like I don't know many people that are like, I don't like Chris Lake. Like he's really good. He's just insane.
Universally, I feel like everyone loves Chris Lake. And then also, um, T-Pain, Teddy Payne. He's not performing under Teddy Payne for his dubstep project, but he just opened for Wooly at Wooly Rocks. Like, I think that's great. I think that's so fun and exciting.
I saw that he had a little like heartfelt moment with the crowd where he's like, I used to headline like Red Rocks like 5 times in 1 year, but this like feels special to me. I think it's like really him being his authentic, true artist self. Like, he had all his hits from a long time ago, but this is him like doing what he loves to do now, kind of similar like to Shaq. And I think that's going to be some of the best vibes of the weekend, to be honest. Even though it's going to be crazy, even though it's going to be packed, I think it's going to be just like some legendary, guys just going at it behind the decks.
So when T Pain has been on the lineup, like he was on the lineup even I swear even like 2022. Like was he playing dubstep or was he like? Because I swear at some point he was.
Yeah, he played as T-Pain. Yeah, he was playing his own hits. And then when he was at Coachella last year, also like wasn't a dubstep set. It was just not just, but it was just, it was
Yeah,
his original music.
traditional original approach.
His traditional original work, and then he was a surprise guest on the creator stage at Lost Lands, which I think that was last year. Time's like flying, but that was the first time he's like officially played like at a festival dubstep music.
Yeah. So after, I don't know if it was after or before he did that, but T Pain went to dubstep school,
Yeah,
and it was made for him. Like six like Lost Lands, mainstays. Sorry. I know like Company was involved. Samplifier and Ivory were involved, but they basically just like taught T Pain how to make like the best dubstep that he could ever make. And
Was there like streaming involved in this?
yes, there was. Was Peekaboo there? I feel like Peekaboo might have been there.
I actually wrote an article about this, so I can reference my own work as Nightmare, San Holo, Peekaboo Company, Samplifier, Grabbits, and Ivory. And I'm referencing my own work. So I don't know. I don't remember the citation rules. It's been a while since I've been in school, but
Yeah, but he basically went to just like how to become a dubstep DJ 101 with like 8 touring artists, and now he's just like, I'm excited to see what that has led to.
I bet he's just gonna be having such a good time. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
for that moment for him to be, closing out on Saturday, like that's gonna be that's gonna feel good. I'm
And
happy
him
for
and
him.
Shaq are friends, so it's like two friends hanging. Not
It's like
two
two
friends,
friends.
but DJ artists, but two friends, Teddy Payne and Shaq. I just think the vibes will be peak at that set.
Yeah.
They just like they have to be. I don't see any other option. You know, forests can get super weird around that time of night, just with um, you know, all the debauchery that goes on. But I think it'll be a really great
It's gonna be
time.
like the most violent dubstep, but the vibes are gonna be impeccable.
Yeah.
I mean, we Becca, you, me, and you know our friends, we saw Shaq at the forest 3 years ago, and I remember having a pretty good time.
It was so fun. And then he was like, "What's up, Electric Zoo?" And everyone's like, "Woo!" And then he brought the tallest man I've ever seen, other than Shaq. He brought the tallest man I've ever seen in my life on stage with him. This man was like 6'10", and Shaq was still taller than him, but he like sourced him from the crowd and brought him on stage. It was just so fun. It was so fun. When I saw him at Elements, he brought all of us backstage. Like I was on stage but backstage at that set, and he was just like throwing like basketballs into the crowd. It was so funny. It was so fun.
I think Shaq's always having a good time. And I think like you know he became a dubstep DJ and then like started touring pretty immediately, and he's definitely gotten better as he's like gone along. And now he's like having a good time, and he knows how to DJ super well. So super fun to see.
Okay, moving on to
All
Sunday.
right, so Sunday.
Sunday, it's an interesting one. I mean, like there's some names that I haven't seen in a while, and there's a lot of names that like I've seen pretty recently. I'm never gonna tell anyone to not go to Grizz Chasing the Golden Hour. Um, that is like probably gonna be like the peak of Sunday for Forest.
We keep saying things are peaks. There's so many peaks.
Yeah, there's like there's so many peaks at this festival, but like anyone who's been to a Grizz Chasing the Golden Hour set at Electric Forest knows that it is like the most Forest thing that can possibly happen. It's just, you know, Grizz in his like funk chill vibes like bag, like playing live, playing saxophone, like he's gonna have vocalists out for sure. Um I just think like it is a very good antithesis of all like the heavy bass that is going on all weekend. And it's like a can't miss set for me. Um, and then like there's a lot of other names that like I've seen recently, but I kind of want to see again. And those are like Apadan, Mary Droppins, Wooly,
Never miss a Woolly set.
never miss Wooly set, and then like Cascade's gonna be awesome. I saw Lenium at the Sphere, and it was like the most next level thing I've ever seen from him. So him headlining Forest could be like super sick.
Do you know if he's bringing the sphere to Forest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's bringing the Sphere, so it should be
Rumor
pretty cool.
has it he's bringing the sphere.
Yeah, totally.
I gotta say, the 5 p.m. slot on at Sherwood Court on Sunday, Vincent Antone.
Oh, he rocks.
You know him? Yeah. A friend of mine told me about him, and I've listened to his stuff. It's like very much like Manic Focus, Break Science kind of sound. Really good, really jammy, and really cool, and also seems like perfect for 5 p.m.
On
at
Sunday.
Forest.
Mm.
So yeah, that and Chasing the Golden Hour could be like a pretty good way to spend Sunday, which I think Sunday is really interesting at Forest because I think half the people are trying to have like the most chill day possible because they had the craziest weekend of their life. And the other half of people are trying to have the craziest last day. So the vibes like I definitely like love a chill Sunday Forest. Like I think Wooly will probably be my like big hard set of the day, and I plan on closing at lane 8. I want to give lane 8
That's nice.
uh a good shot. I've never seen like a full lane 8 set, so and our friend Nate just like adores lane 8, so I do want to give it a solid chance. So
Shout out Nate,
Shout out Nate. Lane Nate.
Lane Nate.
Lane Nate.
yeah, but there's your Forest walkthrough. I mean, I think like we can all talk about how at the end of the day, like Forest isn't about the music in a lot of ways, and it's about just the memories you have, like exploring with your friends, running around, figuring out like something you've never seen before, seeing something really interesting or cool at a small stage.
Stumbling upon just weird stuff in the forest.
Yeah,
Weird stuff in the forest. You can go into electric forest without like a schedule. Like you can be real loose with it and you would still have an amazing time. There's like not that many festivals where you just go in willy-nilly. You don't have any semblance of a plan. You have no idea where anything is. Like that would in most places go horribly awry. But you can do that at Electric Forest. Like I don't think there's another festival where you can do that.
I recommend everybody should go one day and just not have a schedule on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just throw your phone in the garbage.
Yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, like there's a lot of cool, unique sets here, but there's also a lot of artists that are like, all over the place and touring and you can see them anywhere. Um, I think going off on tangents and side quests is like the most fun part of the whole experience. So, but stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Use sunscreen. I didn't last year and it went horribly wrong. Don't please learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, it's usually pretty sunny there. Bring rain attire. That's another big one. There's like always the chance that it's going to start thunderstorming. So,
Stake down your tent real good.
yes. Is that the burnout
So-
is that the burnout report tips for how to survive electric forest?
Yeah, follow us for more pro Electric Forest tips. We have a lot of them.
I wouldn't have any tips. I didn't survive electric forest, so I don't have any tips for surviving it.
He has the opposite of a survival tip. Well, thanks for listening to Burnout Report's Electric Forest Pro Tips. If you are going to forest, let us know. If you're not going to forest like me and you're FOMO maxing with me, also let us know. We can FOMO max together. After forest, if you had a sleeper set that was a big hit, also would love to know. And happy forest.
Yeah, drop your tips. Drop your tips for not surviving if you have any of those, and drop your FOMO maxing, your top FOMO maxing sets. And yeah, thanks for
And if
listening.
you're going to forest, I'll see you there.
You'll see Trevor there. Find Trevor.
Find Trevor.
All right. Thanks, guys. This is the Burnout Report.